Stugotz,
Dan, you should start.
why did you whisper under your breath, Stugotz?
What happens?
Don't you dare say anything bad about Tony Dungy.
Because if you do, bad things will happen to you. No one says anything bad about Tony Dungy. I mean, who in their right mind would ever do that?
That's at the moment, Tony Dungy in sharing disinformation about conspiracies that have been disproven got to relatively quietly delete his tweet, and he apologized as well. But Tony Dungy, Stugotz, hides some things behind religion. And as everything gets politicized in 2023, Tony Dungy, who once upon a time was the guy the NFL would send into every circumstance with business cards of, I am your saintly ambassador for forgiveness and public relations healing. I am the good guy who left a champion to have a more balanced life. So, of course, you could send me to prison to befriend Michael Vick so that I could help you rehab his image. Tony Dungy found himself fooled by the internet on a kitty litter in children's bathrooms hoax, and Tony Dungy as well has been used as a tool by the right because of some of the homophobia that he tucks into the pages of the Bible. So he is not quite as pristine as you're thinking of him in perception at the moment.
Thank you for pointing that out. It's a masterful job by you, and I feel terrible about what I said. I mean, fire away. Say what you want about Dungy.
His apology was a screenshot of a text that someone sent him that said, I saw a tweet yesterday and responded to it in the wrong way. As a Christian, I should speak in love and in ways that are caring and helpful. I failed to do that, and I am deeply sorry.
He just screen capped a statement. Texted to him?
That's what it looks like. And it also, it didn't really address the fact that what he tweeted was just a fake story that people on the right have been sharing. And that is complete misinformation that is targeting a group of people that are always targeted by people on the right, which is LGBTQ people. And this is also something that, like you mentioned, Dan, he's done in the past. And now more than ever, people are paying attention to these things as it's in the courts, and it's something happening in Florida right now.
But paying attention,
legislation, and it's really terrible. And he just continued to do what he's been doing for years, and then thought that this apology was going to somehow negate that.
Well, it will with his bosses, will it not? Because the public pressure rises, but it doesn't rise to a point that actually makes there be any consequences here. Employers, this goes away quietly, does it not? It goes away with a screen crapped or capped apology.
Screen cack.
And there are no repercussions to this beyond that, right? Because people can get a Twitter, they could get bothered, but it's just noise of the moment. And he's on the biggest show in America, and he's done a lot of good lifelong work. And I don't know how many people out there are like Stugotz. They're like, Tony Dungy is football, and he's been an ambassador for good things in the past. And I don't care what he's
I'm not even
retweeting.
saying he's football. I'm just saying I associate Tony Dungy with always doing and saying the right thing. That's what I associate.
But this is not that at
right?
the moment.
No, clearly.
He comes across on television as sort of a decent man. He seems decent. And so, this is at odds with his public persona to the degree that it almost seems like he said something. But this is a pattern of behavior. This is not the first time that he said something that is, fairly out there on the right wing, and yet he just persists. It doesn't really seem like it's he's not a divisive Fox News or even, Clay Travis sort of character where this is his sort of firebrand. It's just he says things every once in a while. You're like, wait, what did he just say?
But
and then he gets on television. He's nice Tony Dungy again.
But it's not just that, though, right? It's where you find a great deal of homophobia in hidden and tucked in the pages of the Bible. He is a deeply religious man. And there are many deeply religious people in this country that think that is God-forsaking. And in not just this country, elsewhere as well. How do I segue from that into funniest thing from the sports weekend and top 5 things that Chris Whittingham could do without a thumb?
I say we transition with Witty first and then go into the funniest thing.
You think that's the best way to do it?
Yeah.
Least awkwardly?
Mm-hmm.
But it should be a top 4.
Good shout. I'll take my number 5 off then. Number 4.
Number 4,
driving.
Wow.
Well, what is this list again? Just for those who are just tuning in for the postgame show and haven't heard anything before that. Top 4
It'd be bizarre if you did that, but it'd be top 4 things that you don't realize are much more difficult about life when you have an incapacitated thumb.
Or don't have a thumb.
It's a wordy list.
Hardest
Things are harder to do without thumbs.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Typing.
Is it? What is it, the Space Key?
Not for Stugotz. It's just 2 index fingers.
Yeah, that's how I type. I mean,
Well, truth be told, Stugotz has 10 thumbs. They're all the same size. They're all equally thick.
That's a good shout.
so I have none. I mean, I'm holding up my middle thumb to you right now.
You
Number
have 10 thumbs. Do you have one?
2.
Opening doors.
Really?
Man, I don't think it's that hard to type without a thumb. Why am I wrong about this?
I just opened the door without a thumb.
Think
it's easy.
Think of a circular knob.
No, you need a circle. No, you can just go like that and turn it.
Nope. Hard.
I open doors with my feet all the time.
Huh.
It would what?
What?
You open doors with your feet like public doors?
Almost
Like-
exclusively, yeah.
Pull outdoors?
Oh, yeah.
How?
You grab it with your toes and you pull it.
Oh.
You use
Sometimes.
your you use your feet like hands? My wife can do that.
I do everything with my feet. If I'm laying on the couch at home and the TV remote is on the coffee table, I'll grab it with my toes, or I'll press like the volume button with my toe.
You
There's
guys
a lot
are
going on right now.
you guys are all making the doorknob.
Way to go, Dan.
You guys are making the doorknob circular. You're always
Well,
because
some are, yeah.
Well, because I would imagine that it's very hard to open the kinds of doors that you would open with your thumb actively. Those doors simply can't be opened if it's a door that you have to press down on something.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying there are
More difficult.
It's more difficult.
incredible
It's
inconveniences.
his list, too.
Witty's
It's his
list.
list.
That's why
Yeah.
his title for this was
It's
so
Witty's
wordy.
list. Are you going to give us number 5 as an OLI or something? Or
No,
Okay.
5 is gone because
No.
I don't have my thumb.
Only I know what it is.
Now everyone does. Number 1. Again with this. Time now for the funniest thing.
Hey people, tell us what in the sport made you laugh hardest this weekend. It is a segment we call What Made You Laugh This Weekend. Ha ha ha!
Put it on the poll, Guillermo. Does anyone in the world refer to with the phrase having a
The old world.
proper? It's the proper.
A proper one, Dano.
Tony, what is
Not
the
a half-ass one. A proper one.
Thank you, Tony. What is the funniest thing from the sports weekend?
I was watching the Eagles and Giants game, and for some reason or another, I look up because we were also watching UFC 283. Shout out to the MMA Hangout me and Juju did over the weekend. I was watching on a separate screen, so I was watching the fights, and then I turn over, and then I see the first down yard markers in like tangled up in disarray for them like 10 minutes trying to like pull it apart. You know when you get a chain that gets all kinked up and you're trying to like fix it? Yeah. Danny, you know it.
Billy, why are you looking at Tony that way? Is it because
Because he didn't join me on Saturday.
because he just shouted out his own MMA broadcast from 2 days ago?
I'm just here. He is becoming a master of self-promotion, though.
I've learned from the best. Amina Hassan, shout out to him.
Chris Cody, what was the funniest thing from the sports weekend?
The final play in the 49ers Cowboys game.
Man, everybody enjoyed
Yeah.
that. It is also Pollard is a free agent, so that ends his free agency. And Ezekiel Elliott, his last game as a Cowboy, is going to be playing center. His last play as a Cowboy is going to be playing center.
It doesn't end his free agency. It's just a high ankle sprain. He'll be all right.
He broke his leg too.
No.
Oh, he broke his leg?
No,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
a
he
high,
broke his leg.
It's not a high
Yeah.
ankle sprain.
Ah, bummer for him.
That was Patrick Mahomes. In
That's
case
unfortunate.
no
Yes,
one noticed.
That's not a
Right.
great situation to head into free agency as a running back with breakaway speed. Whittingham, funniest thing from the sports weekend.
Ezekiel Elliott at center. Wow. There's just no other choice.
Billy, funniest thing.
Shannon Sharp at the Lakers game on Friday.
Are any of you disappointed that he apologized for being a bad role model, influence? No, I'm the only one. Jessica,
I had the last play of the Cowboys game also. Also, shout out to Mike Bray.
because
He's retiring after the season.
Really?
Loosest coach in basketball.
Lots of happy hours at Hillstones for him.
Tony doesn't know who Mike Bray is. Can you tell him? I know for sure, but just
He's the
Notre
head coach
Dame
of the Notre Dame
basketball
women's
coach.
basketball team. Took them to back-to-back Elite Eights. He was there for
But
like
never a
20
Final
years.
Four.
Yeah. Oh, they were one shot away.
I
Carl Anthony
know.
Towns.
Yeah.
Tough.
Sal Bando was a decent hitter.
And yeah, no mention of David Crosby today.
Mike Bray looks like he could be a Cowboys coach.
He
the,
does.
The McCarthy one or the Jason Garrett fits in a cockpit one?
McCarthy one.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Ryan, funniest thing.
Ezekiel Elliott.
You're all going Ezekiel Elliott.
It was really funny, Dan.
It should be unanimous.
2 straight years where I'm just laughing at how the Cowboy season ends.
Stugotz.
I will also go Zeke Elliott and a shout out to Mike Bray.
I saw that the league rescinded something and should have rescinded a fine on Alan Lazard. I had not seen this, and I can't believe I missed it during the Dolphins-Packers game, Stugotz. 3 Dolphins, he blocked 3 of them. They kind of collided into each other, but he blocked 3 of them. They were all on the floor, and he counted with his fingers 1, 2, 3, because it looked like Lazard had taken out 3 Dolphins with a block, 2 of whom were like groggy because they'd run into each other.
2 months ago, I got scrutinized for having Alan Lazard as one of my top slot blocking wide receivers.
He took out 3 guys, and they fined him $10,609 for looking down at them and counting to 3 with his fingers, which would have been harder if he didn't have a thumb. No, it wouldn't have been.
Easy without the
Would
thumb.
have been just
yes.
as easy.
Yes.
Yeah, if he took out 5,
I tried
would've
it.
been a problem.
I actually tried it.
Yes. But they rescinded it, and they should have, because how cool a moment it was. He should get his money back. He should get a refund for getting to taunt 3 Dolphins for blocking them at the same time.
Stugotz can't count to 3 on his fingers without a thumb because they're all thumbs.
See you, Gary.